going to go into the transitionary positions from the plum. Now, a lot of people think that the plum is just the neck control, which is fine for Muay Thai, but really, then again, it's not, because it's all mixed. Any way to knee and strike from this position, we call the clinch position. Bum in Thai means wrestling, and these are wrestling Thai clinch up positions. Okay, we're going to go into the positioning now. These are the transitions that you'll end up doing while you're in this position. Remember, anytime your arms are up above here, what are you giving your partner? The bear hug. So if he's striking and we're in here tight, grab me, this position's okay, but if he gets around my back a little more, I'm going to get thrown. I'm going to get thrown. So you've got to be really hesitant onto where some of the hand positions are. I prefer to keep my elbows down a little bit more, but you can do some of these positions while you're actually moving. All right, so number one is the plum position is here. So what he's going to do now is he's going to take his hand and he will start to push. He starts to come in and try to reach in. So as he does this, I jam this up and put the two together. Notice I hold the tricep and the side of the head together from here. This is great for the knee. This is great for the curved knee. And it's good for your throw here. Okay, so again, when I'm here, he shoves up. I shove this in and up. Number one. This goes to two. Okay. Number three is I just go into a side hold, which is more from a side position, and this is for the knee here. Or if I bend him, this would be a high knee here. Curved knee, curved knee, curved knee here. You can hook his calf. Okay, and you go right from here into the next position. We call seat belt. Seat belt position is a transitionary position that I'm going to use to throw him or to take him down or to strike him. Okay, and I make sure these three fingers hold, and I hold his hip. That's where the seat belt is. Control. Okay, from right here, I would take his back with one arm in for the throw or for the hitting. Notice I could still hit him from the back. I can still knee him. I can still knee the coccyx. I can still shin kick. I can knee the back of the hamstring and the butt. I can curve knee the leg. So this is still a good striking position. Then I go to this position here. And any time here, this could go high or low. I could hold him here and still hit and then buckle his knees to break him. Okay? But I go around his waist, I want to control his hips and keep my head in. Never should my head lift up once, because he could back elbow. Okay, so everything's always tight. Now I go back into the position here. And then I can come back into the side. If he turns out, then I can come back in. Shoves up, push it up, take the side position, and this can be here. You're using your forearm here, grabbing your hands either this way or this way, keeping it extremely tight, keeping it up, rotating to side, taking one arm in, going just straight in, switching sides. Notice I can transition real easy from here. And then I'd probably come right back up to this position again. Okay. If he heads in, heads up, I come around the body here. Okay. And I start to step. He starts to hip away, come back up like that. He hips in, I come up, just like that. He starts to hip away. You can go into your next set. Transitions. Okay. Okay, shows my face. Push it up. Position. Control here. Take it to here. Take it to here. Take it to your arm in. Take it here. Shows my face. Okay. This is the first transition position from double neck tie. Okay, this is the clinch position transitions from the plum, number 2. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into a different sequence because he gives me a different energy. So when Jeremy comes in, what we're going to do now is from this position, his hand will come up, and instead of trying to pass under it, I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to use it with my head here. So as I go from here, he starts to reach up, I control this. If he starts to punch with that, This hand can block, he brings it underneath. I follow here with that elbow. So I'm going to keep it from here. Next position is double tricep, bicep. We go bicep control, monkey grip, head in. He punches. It's kind of a steering wheel position from here. And it's a good controlling position for takedowns and for hitting. Okay, the next position is I'm going to reach over the body and come into the wrist control with my head in. And his head will be fighting for this control. Okay, at this time I switch to an underhook because underhook is offensive. And when I do this, I'm going to grab. I don't just grab here because he can rip my elbow up. That's not good. So when I take it, I grab his, again, 3 fingers real tight, and I'm going to keep my elbow jammed into him when I keep this position. So he actually feels like this is spring-loaded. So I'm going to control right here. Okay, or control the bicep because we're going to be fighting for punching and takedowns from here. Next position from right here would be the bear hug or the low bear hug. Okay, so if he steps around to the center, I would go into the bear hug clinch here or body vice. Okay, from right here, he steps around, boom, right here or here. These two are interchangeable. This is a slide, so I might try to lift him and suck his hips in. So the key on this, again, is grabbing your wrists, bringing your elbows in. From this position, his counter would be to double overhook. And he keeps his hands straight and straightens his arms. Look at all the pressure on my arms here. Usually when he does that, he's going to shimmy his hips to break my grip, and he'll take both of my arms into one. This is called 2-on-1. 2-in-1, sorry. This is called 2-in-1. So he's got both of my arms. This is good for hitting my kidney and my liver and my head and also for a big throw. So this is hard for me. What I want to do is I want to get out of this position. So I'm going to try to squirm right away. From here, I would try to either get out or he would try to transition to the next position, which would probably be seatbelt. Oh, like that. I would have to strip my hip, keep it here to come back in to get control. So again, the sequence from here will go like this. From right here, I have plum, double necktie, reaches up, control the bicep or tricep. He reaches up his other hand, I control 2. So I have the steering wheel. Right from here, I'm going to go right to the overhook and control. So I can hit. From right here, underhook, step in, open bear hug, low bear hug. He goes over 2 arms, straightens his arms, look, it kills my grip, grabs, he goes to 2. Then from right here, if I can pull out, I will go. If I can pull this out, I'll try to trick it and go to this position. Again, if he has this, I'll try to strip this out. See this arm, he's got a whizzer. So I'll limp arm, take his back, or he will do the same here to me. Just spin and take my back. Ooh. Okay? I would always have to strip my hip, or if he comes into the full bear hug position, I would have to control and defend and get back up to here. At any given time, all these positions are used to take someone down. So I'm not only striking him, I'm going to take him down from each position. That's why it's like you're walking on thin ice in each one of these positions because it's for striking and for takedowns. That's why these positions are all transitionary. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he goes to 8, 9, and 10. Strip it, come back. Reaches up the other side. 1, 2, reaches up, 3, control, 4, 5. This will come into here. 5, 6, 7. He goes to 8 and 9. 2 and 1 goes to 10. Spins to my back. Control. Strip your hip. Come up. Okay, so this is transitionary position number 2. Okay, next is the transitionary positions from the plum, number 3. This all has to do with bending your partner forward Once the person's bent forward, we're going to do all the transitionary positions from here. So when I have the plum position, the necktie, double necktie, what's going to happen now is if I knee him, I want to bend him forward. Or another way to bend him forward is to foot stomp him. Because if I foot stomp him, I get on top here. Or if he shoots for a double, boom, I stop him, I'm on top. Okay, a lot of people just lay here. This is known as the safety zone. And it's the zone, it's a box. It goes like this. And this is where I don't want his head to sneak out of. That will allow him to get out. If his head sneaks out, he's out. So I've really got to cover his head. So again, from this position, I could knee him, he could shoot, I could stop him, or I could fake a shot and he would drop, and then I come on top to get this position. Also, you could use a shin kick or a foot stomp to get this position. Okay, now, from here, the sequence from right here, this double necktie. You bring him forward, snap him. Come underneath and grab two hands together. This is known as a stock. Stop, and keep your hips back, because you want to be able to knee him from here. This is good for throwing, also a neck cranking him. Okay, what happens now is the person will bring their arms down like that. So as they bring their arms down, I just grab his chin and hold his back as much as I can. He's going to be trying to wind this arm down as much as he can, but still, look at, I still have his chin, and I can still knee his head. Okay, from right here, I'm going to take this, he pulls it down, and I'm going to grab my hands together. Again, this is for kneeing and for takedowns. And I will abandon and go to a single head control or choke position or neck crank position from here. From right here, I would go straight up to the head and just take the head. As you can see, this is great for snapping, great for lifting, and great for kneeing. Okay, again, so I start out one. Pull his head down, reach underneath. 2. He pulls his arms down, grab his chin. 3. Pulls his other arm down. 4, there's a headlock. 5 is just a single choke or head control. 6 is from here. At any time you can work a submission or a strike or a takedown from each one of these positions. Now, if he starts to back up, I throw his head up into the air. That would give me the ability to shoot or to come back up and grab. If he stays here and panics, I will snap him to the floor. And a lot of times you'll knee him so he'll start to sit into the guard. And I just pin his head to the floor and I'll run around him and control him. Okay? So personally, I like this position because this head control is really a panic state for the person once you hit him a couple times. Okay, so we start out again. I go plum, necktie, snap his head, double underhook. Keep your hips back. If your hips are forward, it's not good. He can pop, bring his arms out, and take my back. He'll bring his arms down and flex like Arnold. Does the Arnold flex and comes and takes my back. Oops. Okay, so again, 1. Right here I go to the chin. I hold the chin. From the chin I go to the arm tuck. Notice the way my hands are nice and tight. I can also move my hip to the side here to choke. Okay, just make sure that this forearm is nice and tight from here. From right here, just abandon and go to here for the choke or for the neck crank. And snap it out to this position. And back up. 1, bring him down. 2, look at where his head is. Keep your hips back. Okay, from right here, go to, he starts to bring it down. 3, hold his chin. Just hold his chin. 4. And in this position, this is okay with your hip, or you should have your head here. Because if there's any space at all, he can sucker drag and pull out. See that? So when I take this position, I want to make sure that my head is nice and tight because I'm actually going to start choking him from here. And I can grab here or grab my hands like this. Pull out. This is really solid. Okay. If I just have this, this is easier for him to pull out. See that? If I have this, this is really hard for him, and I'm squeezing my elbows together. Much harder for him to pull out. Much harder. Okay? Now I go right from here, just abandon the arm and go right to the choke. There's many, many different variations we use for choke. This is more so just to hold. I'm not going into the submission right now. This is to hold because I can still knee him, I could still kick him, I could still snap him, I could still shuck him. From right here, I go right from this position right into the head control position. At any given time, from this, or from this, or from here, I can shuck him up, snap him down, or shuck him sideways and run to take his back. And now you've got the full series from here. Just hold, 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 neck crank. Okay, this is just a hold. I don't even have to put a lock on. I'm just going to hold him and hit him. Okay, another thing you can do is just scoop his head and his tricep to take his back. Scoop and push. But we want to keep contact, so once I'm here, I keep contact with him. Keep my hips back. You can go to here right off the bat. Take it here. Take it here. Neck control. Cranking. Here. Here. Keep all my weight on. Okay. So this is transitionary positioning number 3.